extra corner up.
You want this corner?
Yeah, something to do with this little thing under here.
Go this edge now, please. Go on, you're good.
And that's actually going to cut off, so it's probably back here. There.
Over the edge. Do you need it any tighter?
I would just pull it tight if it gets the last one.
Okay. Is that any better?
No. It's better if you don't try to make me eat it. Oh, this is really long.
Yeah. It's warped also. Yay with the glue, yay, get that out.
Woo. Runs out. I thought it would run out.
Well, you're gonna have it hanging over the edge again too.
Yeah.
Wait, go like this. Put it on the edge of there so it scrapes it. Anyway.
It's alright. Concrete floor's already destroyed.
Yeah, sorry about that. You're not, well, are you sure you're on the wood with that second one?
Yeah.
Okay, didn't know if you were paying attention to that. Yeah. Yay!
There we go. Let it dry and start cutting the edges. So this is our first video in our kitchen countertop build. This is probably going to be a two-part video. Depending on how soon we get the epoxy that's going to go over this, will determine how soon the second part of this kitchen countertop video gets put out. But for right now, we've got the original piece of plywood, 3/4 inch piece of plywood. That's the base. The structure that I put in behind it, those 3-inch tall pieces of plywood, those are eventually going to come off the countertop. They're not going to be part of the countertop. They're just there to keep that first layer of plywood from warping. It had a little bit of a warp to it. In the 8 feet long, it probably came up about 1/4 inch in the middle, maybe 3/8 of an inch. And I want this countertop to be as flat as possible. So I ripped those 3-inch pieces and I drilled pocket holes in them, screwed it to the back of that original piece of plywood to help hold it as flat as possible. Now this top sheet of plywood, this is a red oak, I believe, red oak plywood, cabinet grade. It's about 60 bucks a sheet for a 4x8 sheet. I bought 2 sheets. I have a whole another sheet back here for the other 2 countertops that we're gonna make in the future, not right now. But this is gonna get trimmed up on the edges, and then around the kitchen sink area where you see this piece of plywood, it's gonna be 4 inches across here, and then there's gonna be a strip 3/4 of an inch to an inch wide around. So it'll be like a stair step coming down into your kitchen sink, and the kitchen sink is gonna mount to the bottom of this. So it's a little bit of a unique design. I've never done a plywood countertop, and there's gonna be an epoxy over top of it, a 2-part epoxy. I've never poured epoxy before either. So this is all an experimental kind of countertop for us. We wanted to make it a unique countertop, nothing that we'd seen done on YouTube per se. We've seen a bunch of different types of countertops, but not quite this one right here. I'll get this trimmed up, get this going a little bit more. We're gonna order some epoxy. Got to do a little bit of research on what brand epoxy we're gonna use. Something that's first time user friendly. You can't screw up too bad. Hopefully, cross my fingers because I don't want to do this all over again. But hopefully we'll have our kitchen fully functional. We've got the drain hooked up, the garbage disposal hooked up, the stove hooked up, the dishwasher's hooked up. We just need a countertop to go over top of it, because right now we're actually doing our dishes in the laundry room sink, which is a big tub kind of basin sink, and it's kind of a pain to take your dishes from the kitchen to the laundry room, even though it's only like 15 feet. But it's still better than the trailers. Now, not to say we're living in this place right now, but having a fully functional kitchen with everything in one spot, it's a bonus. I will have to make a video on the trailers that we've been living in for the past almost 2 years. I'll make a video sometime in the near future and show you the inside of that, as ratty as it looks right now. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you, but I will. I'll get to that. Wait for the second video in this little series to come out, and hang out. Take it easy, guys. Until next time, go make something. How's it going, kiddo?
I'm good.
Keep in mind that T-square isn't perfect, but
You're already rationalizing and you
Three and a
haven't
half.
even measured yet.
3.5.
Okay, we're good.